agree.
But man, big artist. And speaking of Chicago, so look, fucking Chicago, very own. We know that was my guy. That's why I was saying it was Jay's boy. But I'm gonna keep it a buck. Be honest. I don't know entirely. I don't know entirely what he has said because there were many interviews. I just saw the one on Drink Champs, that clip, and then next thing I know, that shit was off, wiped everywhere, anti-Semitic. But then I've seen people take other clips from Drink Champs that wasn't that, and I'm listening to some of it, and I can see what he's saying on some things, some points. So I didn't watch it. I still don't watch it. I just tell you the clips that I've seen. I haven't seen anything of it. I'm sure that you have seen something more than I have. Was it more of his delivery of what he had said? Because everything that I've heard after these little clips, I'm like,
yeah.
What do you think it is? Because I didn't see the whole context because I can see all these clips and not have seen the context. But there's a lot of black people that I've talked to that haven't really said fuck Kanye.
Yeah, that are not really on that fence.
I haven't seen like a lot of niggas. Some niggas that say he's tripping, but the niggas that I've seen that have said he's tripping are people that have a platform. I haven't seen people that we know say
really saying like.
So I'm just saying because remember we had this conversation because we didn't get to have it on the pod, but I had a idea of to where the blackballing comes from, and it happened with the baby thing, which all stems back to the guy that we don't really care for that runs Hot 97.
Yes,
Ebro, who runs the head of Apple Music. Okay. And the theory is that Apple Music is not inclusive. Apple Music does not tolerate any music or any speech that is not inclusive. And you probably will not be featured the way that you were due to your comments, i.e. the baby with said gay remark or whatever he said on that Rolling Loud stage, which was crazy.
Yeah,
okay,
he could literally said anything else.
Crazy, and I don't condone that.
Yeah,
and I don't think Indub Podcast does. So
no, not at all.
When Kanye said what he said, he started all of a sudden. That was what could get Kanye touched. Remember, Kanye has said things about, all types of politics.
Slavery being a choice,
which is about other black people.
Yeah.
Okay? You feel me? He has said all sorts of things, but as soon as he said something, which I don't remember, I don't know what he said at this point. It's been like a month.
Yeah, it's been like a whole. Yeah, it's been like a whole month. I
haven't seen any of this month. There's so much because I know he had like a Pierce Morgan interview.
So that's the only thing that I fully watched like in its entirety. And so during this whole thing, I've had time to like unpack everything. You know what I'm saying? Because so the whole thing about Kanye, right? Me, I've never really been like the biggest Kanye fan like growing up, starting like when I first started like really getting into music, like back in like 2006. And so I've only really heard Kanye through his like big songs. You know what I'm saying? I've never really dove into his projects like that. Besides
that's tough, bro.
Besides fucking Graduation,
Godflow.
Fucking Dropout.
College Dropout.
College Dropout. I have these albums on my shit.
I I'm sure you fuck with the College Dropout.
Yeah. No, for sure, because that's what all falls down and shit.
Registration. But I don't know if he was on that one.
Yeah, see, College Dropout, Graduation, Late Registration. Mm-hmm. See, I have all these albums that I have on here are the ones that I've heard, like, but not back then. I've dove into it later, like in my life, listening to these albums and shit. And that's after, you know what I'm saying, I started like hanging with y'all boys and just getting into the shoes and all that shit. I started to, you know what I'm saying, take a dive into who he is, you know what I'm saying, and just get more information on him, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I started listening to his older albums and shit like that people like hold dear, just so I could, you know what I'm saying, get that same type of vibe with him, especially because he was making such a big influence on fashion overall.
Just the current state of today.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I had to do that in order for me to like get a grip, like a grasp on how he processes shit, and like just also get that same feeling when it comes to like fashion and shit like that and music. So for me, Kanye, I never had that real like attachment to him when he was dropping this music back then, because I know that's what really captured people, like as far as like it was just the direction, man, like how he just like when he was doing that, this was happening in today's time. Like when Kanye did something, it trickled all the way down throughout the whole year, like everything, because like some shoes came out, he was dressing and he said this on the runway or did this at an award show, and then this happened after, and it's like he was so good at staying in the media in a time when there was no media. Facts.
Like he was doing what he was doing before cameras and Twitters and like there's just photographers uploading these things. Like Facts. Now everybody has the ability to view and do all these things. So like
that shit crazy.
Like he was just, I mean, he still does it. Obviously, you see, like when something's about to come out, that's what a lot of artists don't do. Mind you, this is like given because like you got to see where all this comes from.
Yeah.
Like artists don't like. Kanye was doing the numbers that he was doing because he was so relevant. A lot of these guys, they just do, songs and stuff, but they don't got no personality. They don't be talking. They just be, and like, that's how you become the TIs. And that's how you become the people that stay around for this long. Like you're constantly evolving and Kanye is like the best at it, literally out of everybody.
Exactly.